I've traveled around and I've done open mics in towns about the size of Madison or just other Midwestern cities, and it's not the same thing. What do you think is the number of factors that came together here in Madison that's made it really for the last 5 years a pretty good place to do comedy?
Well, it's got to be like the liberal thing, like the fact. I mean, that's got to be part of it. The fact that we're like artsy and weird, I mean, there's a reason, like in the movie Away We Go, they use Madison as a big punchline. It's just like, you know, the woman that's from Madison is like a lunatic. But it's got to have something to do with the fact that it's an artsy town, it's a liberal town, and it takes pride in that. Everyone's liberal and artsy and like left-leaning and all this kind of stuff, but they're also Midwestern. So it's like, is that okay? Like, it's like liberal polite. Like, it's like, so I'd imagine that's what creates the niceness. Yeah. Like, they're nice and they're left-leaning, which is more political than I wanted to get. But I think that must be kind of what it is.
I think one of the things that's made the local scene here as good as it is, and you and I both talked about this, and not to keep like just like high-fiving the comedy club on state, but it gives you something to shoot for. Like, there is a like single A, double A, triple A baseball kind of thing with that, where it's, you have to keep coming to the open mics. You have to be showing the people that run the club that you're getting better, that you're writing new material. And if they see that, then you get a Thursday where you get, you know, like 7 minutes. And, you know, for the college night crowd, you get 7 minutes. And then if you do a couple of those and you do really good and you can show them that you can host that, then you get the weekend. And it's like you kind of keep, there are levels that you can shoot for, and there's always a carrot like right in front for you to keep getting better. I think that fast tracks people here in ways that other cities with multiple clubs that don't necessarily, you know, have that funnel that they're pushing you through to get better.
The club keeps the level really high.
Yeah.
So people come to expect that. That's probably better than what I said.
And
up top.
So what are just some of like the evergreen, you know, they're going to work in front of any audience kind of Wisconsin jokes, even if they're a little...
Yeah,
feel a little cheesy.
The things that I've always done are, it's like when I first came to Wisconsin, everyone's like, you've never heard of cheese curds? Like, cheese curds are this weird thing that exists like here only that I've ever been. And everyone's like, you've never heard of cheese curds? What? How do you not know about cheese curds? But it's just like, you guys are lunatics. Like, this is not a thing that everyone has. And then one that I've used a lot is the beer chaser. Well, we really like to have alcohol with our alcohol. So here's one alcohol, so here's the other alcohol. This is his buddy. Like, they don't explain it. They just go, here's your beer chaser, and you're just like, thank you.
I mean, like I said, I like to talk about things that are personal. And, you know, like pornography, and like those are things that I encounter in my everyday life. But it's all ways that you frame it and put it in context, and, you know, you can make these things okay. So,
that's your tip to an aspiring side of comedy. Just talk about the pornography. I have never met anyone who has more pornography in their everyday life.
It's not a thing that he does, that he's ashamed of, that's over here, and I erase history. It's in my everyday life. And, well, I go get bread, and then I look at pornography.
You know, the ladies have dated those guys, and the guys have been the dudes. It's, you know, it's totally, yeah.
I keep bringing up Disney movies.
He does.
I don't try.
I think there's just some of those things that and until you try to go do comedy in more places than just like the same couple of audiences, you don't realize the importance of finding out what are those stock topics that everyone has an interest in. And everybody's seen the Disney movies.
I think that is why I go back to them, because everyone watched Disney movies, and that's how we know our fairy tales. Like, I remember getting like really mad at someone when they're like, you know, in the real Little Mermaid, she actually dies, and it's really sad. It's a whole, and I'm like, the real Little Mermaid stars Ariel and a singing lobster named Sebastian. Don't you give me this nonsense. Like, I would get really like physically angry at these people for challenging the word of Disney. And then they came up with Pocahontas, and I had to separate myself from their insanity.
But what I know you're both very interested in is the fact that, you know, because Madison is an artsy town. But stand-up comedy, because it's a lot of poop and fart and dick jokes, often isn't really considered to be that artistic, when there's a lot of elements of spoken word, poetry. There's a lot of those elements to it in stand-up. How would you like to see stand-up get more integrated into the art community?
I think when you're saying, stand-up, and absolutely, part of stand-up is the poop, fart, dick, whatever, blah, jokes. There are those, but I think there are a lot of people here that do stuff that's more than that.
Are there examples here where you do find people are kind of moving beyond just what, somebody who's only seen 3-minute sets on Letterman or Conan, what would somebody think of? Like, what are some of those different experimentations going on in stand-up around town?
You look at someone like Sean Moore. He's someone that, really challenges that, and it's smart, and it's, personable, and it doesn't rely on that kind of like blue material to make you laugh. The stuff that you do, Alan Talaga, the show that you do with the Dan Pataki show is really great. That's something that I think is really challenging, and it's something that is elevating, beyond that.
I think just in general, comedy gets a bad rap because we're making fun of everything. That's the whole concept behind what we do in the loosest sense. We take a look at everything, and then we find, well, what's the funny in there? And then a lot of times people can get their feelings hurt from that. What I'm saying is, what we do is as artistic as poetry. Oh, fuck.
Think we got enough for you? This is going to be like a 4-part series, right?